So now we have retraced almost 50% of this entire move. Right? So around 24,700, 770 zone, this is the 50% of this entire decline that we have retraced, that we have reclaimed. If we cross this line and sustain, this is 770. So let's take it 24,800. Then what next? Nifty shall be attempting this 25, 125 or 200 levels in next attempt. Right? So हम एक रिकवरी फेज में हैं और रिकवरी में बेसिकली जब बाजार गिरा तो ये गिरावट थी आपकी 26,270 से लेकर 23,200 तक करीब का, उसका आधा मूव हमने रिकवर कर दिया है। ये 24,770 उसका आधा मूव है पूरे गिरावट का। अब क्या होगा अगर हमने ये आधे मूव को लाइन को क्रॉस कर दिया, 24,770 को क्रॉस करके सस्टेन कर गया, तो फिर हम यहाँ पे जाएंगे, 25,100 के पास जाएंगे। राइट? वो ब्रेक हुआ तो फिर ऑब्वियसली पॉजिटिविटी और बढ़ेगी 25,300 तक के लेवल्स, बट अभी के लिए ये एक important resistance रहेगा 25,100. So as for this week, the level that you have to remember is 24,750, rather 24,800. If we sustain, if we hold this level, then 25,100. Otherwise, consolidation might continue with 24,300 to 24,000 being this major support area. So as of now, I feel that for market to maintain the positive tone, we should not breach this 100 EMA now, which is 24,300. Right? So अगर market को तेजी का मोमेंटम कंटिन्यू करना है तो 24,300 को ब्रेक नहीं करना चाहिए। तो ये हमारे लिए एक तरह से बुल्स के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट सपोर्ट रहेगा पूरे हफ्ते के लिए। इसके नीचे जाएगा तो फिर दोबारा से बायस आपका साइडवेज नेगेटिव हो जाएगा, मतलब फिर आप रेंज में चले जाएंगे। राइट? So this is about Nifty. Now banking index. So if you go back and see 7-8 webinars of ours, live webinars ki recording, you can check on our Religare online. One thing which we kept on mentioning about two key sectors helping the market to recover or sustain, that is IT or banking. And as of now, it's only these two basically which are doing all the major lifting while others are sitting on the sidelines. This week also, banking in line with Nifty, 52,500 was the area basically which we were discussing last time. It crossed that resistance mark and inched closer to 54,000 mark. So we are now, this is the record high, by the way. This 54,450 something is the record high. So we are very close to the record high when it comes to the banking index now. So that clearly shows the outperformance from the sector. IT is anyways at the record high. So both the sector, much on the expected lines, are the one basically who is helping the market to inch higher and witness sustained recovery. For the next week also, we feel that this tone is likely to continue, taking clues from the private banking majors like Axis, ICICI, SDFC, and the PSU basket as well, that SBI, Bank of Baroda, PNB, Ken Bank, they all are doing well. So we expect this positivity to continue. 54,500, 55,500 means a new high is something that banking index might test. In case of profit taking, this red line close to around 52,800 would be the first area of support, and then around this yellow line, which is around 52,100. So for banking, we expect this outperformance to continue and eyeing a new high in the coming week. Today, we all know there was a policy meet scheduled wherein RBI announced CRR cut, no change in repo rate. but a neutral stance. So that is positive for the sector and that is what reflecting in the price as well. तो देखिए बैंकिंग और आईटी ये दो सेक्टर, अगर आप पास के जितने भी वेबिनार्स की रिकॉर्डिंग देखेंगे पिछले करीब 1.5-2 महीनों की, तो यही एक चीज हम बार बार कहते रहते हैं कि यहीं से ही आउट परफॉर्मेंस आ सकती है। और जो तेजी में मार्केट के अगर कोई ले जा सकता है तो ये ले जा सकते हैं, बाकी दूसरे से इंडिकेशन नहीं थे। और हो भी यही रहा है कि अब बैंकिंग इंडेक्स अपने रिकॉर्ड हाईज पे आ चुका है, आईटी ऑलरेडी अपने रिकॉर्ड हाई पर है। यहाँ से भी आउट परफॉर्मेंस आईटी और बैंकिंग की लग रहा है कि कंटिन्यू रहेगी। दूसरे सेक्टर थोड़ा बहुत आज से यहाँ से अब रिकवरी दिखाना शुरू करेंगे, जैसे कि कुछ एक साइन दिखने लग गए हैं व्हेन इट कम्स टू एनर्जी और रियल्टी इज गुड, रियल्टी पैक इज गुड एंड सेलेक्टिवली फ्रॉम द ऑटो स्पेस एज वेल। तो बैंकिंग में अब नया हाई 54,500 55,500 तक की पॉसिबिलिटी दिखती है, जब तक कि आप 52,500 52,600 के ऊपर हैं तब तक टोन पॉजिटिव रहेगा, बाय ऑन डिप्स आपको मेंटेन करके रहना चाहिए। When it comes to private banking majors, top names like HDFC, Federal Bank, ICICI, now we have started seeing some participation from Axis Bank also. The PSU pack is much broad based, means we have SBI, Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank, PNB, Bank of India, Union Bank, they all are doing well. But yes, they have multiple resistances also in certain names. So one should be focusing the stocks which are closer to their highs as a preference, means the stocks which are relatively stronger. So I hope it is clear. So banking maybe we have a positive view. So what stocks to track? So for the obvious reason that since we are maintaining our positive stance on banking, we've discussed about HDFC Bank earlier. Now, from the PSU basket, Bank of Baroda, it's a very similar, structure that we saw in BEL from the defense basket a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not wrong, or maybe last week itself. A very tight range consolidation, marginal retracement from their record highs. It didn't participate much on the downside also. And now this week, a strong green candle to end this consolidation. So what this indicates is there's a possibility that it is likely to retest its record high soon. So the outperformance within the PSU basket by SBI and Bank of Baroda seems more prominent in comparison to the others. Right? तो पहला नाम from the stock specific कि कहाँ पे फोकस करें नेक्स्ट वीक, तो पहला नाम हो सकता है आपके लिए बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा का। क्यों बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा? क्योंकि गिरावट में भी इसने पार्टिसिपेट नहीं किया कुछ खास ज्यादा, बट रिकवरी में ये सबसे पहले अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस दे रहा है, 7% की करीब कवरिंग इस हफ्ते में अच्छे वॉल्यूम के साथ। तो रिकॉर्ड हाई इसको रीटेस्ट करने की पॉसिबिलिटी काफी ज्यादा है यहाँ पे। सो दिस इज द फर्स्ट नेम दैट वी हैव फ्रॉम द स्टॉक बास्केट। नेक्स्ट, similar structure, tight range, L&T, we all know that's a heavyweight and it takes time, for stocks like this to take a breather, like after this strong move that we had from here, roughly around 1900 mark to this 3800 mark, right? We had a decent phase of consolidation and again we are closer to the record highs with uptick in volumes. So this time around, it's more likely that we can end this consolidation with a breakout. See, we have been discussing about certain stocks which are very close to their current structure. Why? Just in case, let's say if market fails to cross 24,700, then what? Means market may again go sideways or witness a dip. So stock like L&T, stock like Bank of Baroda, they are trading in a very tight structures. So what may happen that they may spend more time in this range, but a chances of major correction seems very unlikely. So one should be focusing on such names wherein we are playing recovery, right? So L&T, बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा के बाद एक ऐसा नाम जो कि आपको फोकस में रखना चाहिए फॉर द नेक्स्ट वीक। एक टाइट रेंज में कंसोलिडेशन चल रहा है, काफी समय हो गया है इसको। अब दोबारा से अपने रिकॉर्ड हाइस के पास आने की कोशिश कर रहा है, तो इंडिकेशन काफी ज्यादा स्ट्रांग है कि इस बार आपको ब्रेकआउट देखने को मिल जाए इसमें, राइट? तो LNT इज अनदर नेम दैट one can keep on radar. And lastly, BBL, Varun Beverages. I'm not sure how many of you have heard about this company, but they are the one basically who do the bottling for Pepsi. जो पेप्सी की पैकिंग होती है वो ये कंपनी करती है, वरुण बेवरेजेस. The stock is now in the F&O universe also. And here also a same structure means very tight range consolidation, uh, decent amount of time that it has spent. So it's more of like a time-wise correction that stock has, witnessed. And now it looks set for the up move, right? So Varun Beverages, तीसरा नाम from the list. अभी ये F&O में भी आया है कुछ टाइम पहले ही, और एक काफी कंसिस्टेंट नाम है ये व्हेन इट कम्स टू फंडामेंटल आल्सो. तो यहाँ से अब एक लंबे टाइम वाइज करेक्शन के बाद अब ये तैयार है अप मूव के लिए. तो यहाँ पे पॉसिबिलिटी है कि एक स्ट्रॉन्ग अप मूव देखने को मिल सकता है जब ये कंसोलिडेशन एंड होगा, राइट? सो टू सम इट अप, 24,800 in Nifty. Banking, we don't have any asset challenge. We are approaching the record high, which is 54,500. There is no if and buts when it comes to banking. Stock specific, we've talked about three structures: Bank Baroda, LT, VBL, wherein we see potential of strong up move. देखिए, इस पूरे वेबिनार को अगर दो लाइनों में समझना हो तो व्यू तेजी का है. 24,800 के ऊपर 25,100 निफ्टी में. बैंकिंग में नए हाई की उम्मीद ज्यादा है. 54,500 जो कि हाई था पहला, उसको रीटेस्ट होने का. स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक हमने बात की बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा की, एलटी की और वरुण बेवरेजेस की, जहां पे भी पॉजिटिव इंडिकेशन है, जहां पे रिस्क कम दिख रहा है कंसिडरिंग कि काफी टाइट रेंज में ये कंसोलिडेट करके चल रहे हैं और अपसाइड की मूवमेंट उस पर शार्प आए, right? So this is all from the presentation part. Now we'll do a quick feedback poll. So please fill in your feedback and then you can start posting your question using that Q&A button. तो जो भी सवाल है आपका, ये फीडबैक आप फिल करके अपना सवाल पोस्ट कर सकते हैं Q&A बटन के यूज करते हुए. Please quickly fill this feedback so that we can start with the Q&A. Those who are done with the feedback, they can start posting their question using that Q&A button. And as we've discussed earlier also, that stock specific query is something that one should avoid. Anything which is related to any particular theme, sector, definitely we can discuss and elaborate. Right, so let's get started now. So let's start with Q&A now. Okay, so first question from Mr. AR on IT and auto. So like IT, the index is still maintaining its positive tone. It's outperforming in line with banking. It's trading at the record high. But within this space, we are seeing mixed performance. Means some of these stocks they are sitting on the side, and it's natural that not all stocks move in tandem. So usually we see that uh, stocks wherein there's some earning supports also, they move first and then other follows. So basis that HCL Tech, TechM, uh, then Infosys, Coforge, these are the some of these stocks which are leading from the front within the IT space. Then we are seeing catch up move in Infi, uh, Emphasis, LTIM, Birla Soft. So here also we still feel that one needs to be selective, though the index is at the record highs, but not all stocks are trading, in a similar manner. So stick with the top performer, which are showing relatively higher strength. Auto, today we saw some sign of relief due to oversold position within the auto space. And there's a possibility that this recovery may extend. So, like, banking and IT, they have done their part. Means not only two sector can keep the market going for a longer duration. So obviously the other needs to pitch in. So apart from banking and IT, we feel auto, select stock from energy, FMCG, realty, they all should participate to push the index higher from current levels. So maybe next week, what we may see is that IT or banking, they might take a breather, and stocks from the auto pack, energy pack, FMCG, they try to push the markets higher, right? So this is the outlook on IT and auto. There's few stock specific questions. Okay, so Snehash Kapadia ji has question on RTA stocks and agrochemicals. So basically, some platform related stocks, they have done exceptionally well in the recent week. Be it BSC, uh, MCX, some of these RTAs also like CAMS, Fintech. But the trend is no doubt they are very strong. Most of the stocks they are trading at the record high, and this momentum might continue also. But if you are planning any fresh position, then I feel that one should wait, because this week was exceptional for them. After a period of consolidation, they moved up around 15-20% on an average. So one should not jump into any trade. If you have any position, definitely you should stay put. With some stop losses, considering the momentum. But fresh buying, one should wait. Agrochemicals, on the other hand, we have started seeing some sign of recovery and reversal. But it's not very decisive trend so far. So, here also I feel that, stocks which are recovering first, the preference should be given to those names instead of the laggards within the sector. And those who are sustaining the moves, that is more important, because this sector has been under pressure for couple of years now. So be very selective and cautious in agrochemical space. Okay, so thank you, Mr. Gupta, for feedback once again. And no recommendation from the IT, large cap IT, can we expect move in mid cap also? So second part, though, I have already answered related to the platform stocks. So one should stay put, one should not jump into the fresh trade, but one should not book profit also. At present, one should keep on trailing the stop losses. Let's say if you bought it at 100, it's at 110. it's time now that you should at least place your stop loss to 105 and let them move. See, the biggest problem that we have, usually what we do in the trading is reverse to what we're supposed to do. In booking profit, we are the first one to, we see the screen that, yeah, it's a decent profit and we should take that profit off the table. At times, it becomes a good strategy, especially when the market trend is negative and you're buying against the market trend. But when the market trend is also supportive and the stock is outperforming within the sector, then it becomes a mistake. So one should not, uh, hurry up booking the trades wherein we are seeing strong momentum. Rather, you should book partial profit so that you don't have any money involved in that trade. So you are not emotionally also attached to that trade. Because even if, let's say, the stocks come down to 105 from 110, you're not going to lose anything at least, right? So keep trailing your stop losses within the large cap IT, like mid cap IT names we've discussed about. A couple of names like TechM, Coforge. They still feel, I still feel that they may continue to outperform. But again, one needs to be cautious when it comes to the entry, because again they are trading closer to their upper end. So rather, one should invest at one go. One should accumulate them gradually. Okay, mid cap space in the long run. We have Ria Jairat query, and so honestly, post Q2, majority, in fact, including us, we had that feeling that the large cap could outperform, considering the valuations concern that we have in the mid cap and small cap space. But as of now, both mid cap and small cap, though, and the market breadth is also not very submissive, means we are seeing decent market breadth. So it seems like a broad base, participation. Yes, some of these stocks, they are just witnessing recovery, but long term, let's say for a year or two, I still feel that we have certain pockets within the mid cap and small cap space also, wherein you will find both like quality and valuation comfort also. So stay selective. Take bottom up approach, means company uh, specific approach instead of index specific approach. Okay, Mr. Ashok has query on manufacturing and defense. So we all know that the GDP data was out last week and markets were disappointed. Not to that extent though, but yes, somewhere that data triggered possibility of some support from the RBI, and which happened today. Uh, we feel that selectively in this space also you'll find some of these stocks or themes witnessing recovery. Defense, on the other hand, is anyways doing well. Earlier, the recovery started with BEL, HAL, and now we are seeing the other counters also pitching in, be it BDL, Majgaon Dock, Cochin Shipyard. So it's a broad-based recovery that we have started seeing in defense space. But here, what we feel is that one should again stay selective. One should not get carried away. Because today I was observing that some of these railway stock, they are also witnessing some buying interest. So it seems like that the cycle that we were in earlier in the PSU basket, wherein stock like IRFC, IRIDA, PSU banks, defense-related stocks, they all were in a clear cut corrective phase, lost roughly around 40-50% from their record highs. are seeing sign of recovery, but the major challenge is to sustain this recovery. So we feel that within the defense space, one should stick with the top 2-3 names. And if you are stuck in some positions, use this recovery to reduce your position in the other names. Those who are not seeing recovery in tandem to the top performing names. So like how BEL and HAL, they are inching closer to the record highs. Others are still way below that level. So one needs to utilize this recovery to reduce the position from the underperforming names and shift to the performers, right? Okay, maybe expect all-time high as well, apart from banking in 2024. So see, anything can happen, Chandan, because uh, you know, let's say if couple of heavyweights like Reliance, ITC, alongside with banking and IT, start participating uh, for a week or two, obviously we'll have a new high. But it's not about market testing a new high, but it's more about like market sustaining at those levels, because then Q3 going to kick in, and then again stocks wherein the market fails to find the earning comfort, they'll again start witnessing correction. So that's the reason why I'm reiterating my view that be selective in this rebound. So even if let's say market recovers, uh, still around, if I'm not wrong, 20 stocks are below their long-term averages in the Nifty 50 basket, right? So it's not a good sign. So the focus should be more on stock-specific approach during this recovery, and preferring the sectors and themes which are outperforming. So hope it answers your query. Then we have a couple of questions. Shreya Agrawal has question on TCS. So since we have just final minutes, so I'll just answer this. So TCS में देखिए अभी नए हाई की तरफ ये भी लग रहा है कि आपको 4600 के लेवल पर जाके एक बार को थोड़ा सा रुकता हुआ नजर आएगा। तो नियर टर्म टारगेट आपका 4600 होना चाहिए, और 4350 आपका अभी एक क्वेश्चन रहेगा, इसके नीचे क्लोज नहीं आना चाहिए। अगर बिल्कुल शॉर्ट टर्म की मैं अगर बात करूं तो 4350 आपका स्टॉप भी रह सकता है, राइट? ओके, HDFC, yes, in fact, HDFC is leading from the front within the private banking space, and I expect this outperformance to continue. So I'll not be surprised if it tests 2100 mark in the coming months. So one should definitely stay put. Now we have this 1750 to 1700 zone, a very strong base for HDFC Bank. And lastly, Mithilesh has question on Birlasoft. So like what we've shared about certain names from the mid-cap ID basket which are witnessing recovery. So Birlasoft is last in that list. Though we are seeing recovery, but 620 is a strong hurdle. Once we break that mark, then we can see rather 625, some meaningful recovery or sharp recovery in the stock. So if you have any existing position, you may consider maintaining a stop loss at 585 and or buying only above 625. Okay, so with this we have answered stock specific queries also, and majority of queries has been answered, right? So thank you everyone for joining in. Next week, that is Friday 13th, we'll connect again the same time and discuss about markets. तो आप सभी का धन्यवाद जो जुड़े, जिन्होंने सवाल पूछा, एंड आई होप जो हम बात करें उससे आपको बेनिफिट होगा नेक्स्ट वीक। एंड फ्राइडे को फिर दोबारा से हम कनेक्ट करेंगे 4 बजे 13th of December. Till then, take care. Thank you once again.